Hey guys, Scott here. Today I just want to talk about the changes that the Boon totems are going to be getting from PTB to live. I know a lot of people are a little confused on exactly what is changing. They made it pretty clear, but I still see people getting it wrong. So I just want to make it really clear exactly what's going to be changing, and I want to give my thoughts on whether or not this is a good idea. So first up, Boon totems no longer stacking. This is something that people were confused with the wording. They thought it meant like if you have Shadow Step and Circle of Healing, they won't stack on one totem. No, it just means that if you have 3 Circle of Healings with intersecting circles, you won't get 300% healing because that's incredibly abusable and broken. So that needed to be changed. That's, I think, now working as intended. That was almost a bug fix. There's no way that 2-second heals were supposed to be possible. That was ridiculous. So that is good. Blessing a Hex now takes 24 seconds. So I need to make it clear, blessing a totem still takes 16 seconds, the same as it always has. But if it's a hex totem, it takes 50% longer. And the reason for this is you should not be able to generate a perk and also destroy a killer's perk with the same function. That's just too time efficient for the survivor. You know, like the killer's time is much more valuable than the survivor's time because there's just simply 4 survivors. So the fact that you could destroy a perk and replace it with your own in the same 16-second action, it was just unfair. So now you can have the trade-off of, okay, I want to get this totem out of the way quicker, so I'm just going to break it, and you have 16 seconds of just breaking the totem like normal. Or you can say, I want to break this totem and also get my boon up and take, 8 more seconds. So I think that's a really, really fair trade-off. That's probably the best way to do it. That's the most fair. So I'm honestly really happy with that change. There should be a trade-off for destroying a killer's perk and also putting your perk on at the exact same time, considering every survivor can also have this perk too. And then again, on dull totems, it's not affected at all. It's the exact same speed. This will actually make Thrill of the Hunt especially good for people that want to turn hexes into boons, because now it will take, 32 seconds? So it'll take a long-ass time to change a hex into a boon. So they might end up just wanting to just break it instead. Finally, boon radius was reduced to 24 meters. This is not that big. You got to remember it's a circle, so it goes 24 meters in every direction. So it's actually not as impactful as you think. It's still going to be pretty large, and you'll still be able to cover most of the map with it. So I think that nerf is fair. Personally, as a killer, I would have liked to see it even smaller, but I get that, that's just becoming entitled at that point. So I'm not even going to suggest that. I think that's fine. It should be big enough to the point where they can still cover the areas that they want, but they probably can't cover the entire map unless every single person's got a boon totem. So I guess that's fair. So they also made some changes to Blood Favor and stuff, but we already discussed that. So I actually very, very much like these changes. I doubt I could have done any better. This is pretty much exactly what I would have done. The not stacking thing, obvious, super obvious. Not being able to break hexes and turn them into boons in the same action, super obvious as well. And then the nerfing in the radius, less obvious, but I really appreciate that too. Now, a lot of people have been saying, well, if you do bless a boon totem, if you bless a hex totem, you should be able to relight the hex because of the interaction there. But I think by making this change so there's more of a penalty for trying to bless a hex totem, I don't think that's a good idea. I really don't want to see Rune being brought back like 4 separate times. I don't know. It just sounds like you would know where it is, so it wouldn't be probably that big of a deal. But I'm glad they went this direction, because now there's still the risk reward. It still takes the survivor a lot longer to change it from a hex to a boon. So there is that risk reward now, and I think that's the correct direction they should have went. So honestly, no complaints. It's rare that I have a behavior video that has absolutely no complaints, but I think they nailed this. I think this is pretty much perfect. I still think Circle of Healing is going to be insanely strong. People on Twitter that are saying it's dead, I'm just going to go out and say you guys are dumb. This perk is insanely strong. Yes, it's equivalent to bringing like a med kit for yourself, but people keep forgetting that this perk affects everybody. You are giving a med kit and self-care an unlimited amount of times to everybody on your team. That's why it's so good. If it just worked for yourself, it would just be an okay perk. But the fact that it gives it to everybody on your team, that's what makes this so incredibly strong. And if they also have a med kit, they get like 8-second heals. That's assuming like just a shitty brown one. Like, it's going to be an extremely strong perk, and I guarantee you're going to see it for weeks and weeks and weeks when it comes out. I'm probably actually going to move away from Undying and put on Thrill of the Hunt, because I think that will actually be more game delay based on how many people are going to be running this shit. So expect to see a lot of Thrill the Hunts. Sorry, it's just a very strong perk, and I'm scared of it, so I want to put on a perk to counter it. But yeah, that's it, guys. I think they did really good with this nerf, and I'm curious to see where they go in the future. I'm still worried about Shadow Step, the effects of it. It's going to be, because I plan on playing Spirit a lot. Oh, it's going to suck, but, we'll see. These are meta, shaking up perks, and that's what we've asked for. So it should be interesting. Thanks for watching, guys.